Are we live yet, Dave?
We are live. What's up?
About fucking time, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
No. Wah, wah. What's good?
This episode of
Another day in
Mandalorian.
paradise.
What's good?
Yes. Mando.
Yeah, we're starting on Mando this time. So that way Adrian can shut the fuck up.
Well, that way he can, watch it the first half of this broadcast and then, probably turn it off.
I mean, he could also shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's fair. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Doing all right.
Great.
Let's get this started.
Fucking one day closer to being done with these goddamn holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already had to put it on hold, wait for Dave.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. It was worth it, though, because this episode of Mandalorian is good.
All right.
Yeah, sure. It was okay.
Pedestrian.
It was good. It was all right. I heard something big happen.
Yeah. Last chance spoilers. All right. Well, here we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Do it. Do it.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents The Mandalorian Season 2 on Disney+. I am your co-host, David Disaster, alongside...
Jason Tsunami.
The human dart.
Oh, I don't know what happened to you, Jason. You just fucking lost it.
He was joking.
Just watching you just like push through that is hilarious.
He's just looking at your fat face.
I don't appreciate that.
Oh shit, Dave, what kind of lighting are you using over there, dude? Like, you look like the palest motherfucker in the history of pale motherfuckers.
Actually, my light's not even on. This is just a reflection of my pale ass skin. It's just bright.
I believe it, dude. You're almost fucking translucent.
I also don't have eyebrows, apparently. So there's that. How's everybody doing?
Dude, that's fucking true. Where the fuck are your eyebrows? Oh, dude, this is great podcast content.
Yeah, great podcast content. If you're listening to this on the podcast, we apologize. But
Dave has no eyebrows.
I apparently have no eyebrows. Man, you know what else we don't have any more of? Episodes of Mandalorian. This is fucking it. We got to wait a whole nother year.
Thank God, dude. Fucking Mando.
Look, I would
Good riddance.
You know what? I'm going to save my juices for the next show that we review if you're going to be like that, okay?
What? Are you talking about? The greatest show on TV? Dude, Discovery's back. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, but right now, the force is strong with this one, all right? I thought this finale was,
12 out of 10, Dave. Say it.
I do. I think this was the best episode of Mandalorian there has ever been.
Dave. There's no such thing as 110%. You can't give something 12 out of 10.
Hey, look, I knew somebody who said that in an interview, and they got a job. So I'm just throwing that out there.
And the other somebody in that interview felt bad for that somebody.
Hey, look, the first year was rough. The next 8, I was on point. Okay. So anyway, I did think this episode of Mandalorian was the best one. We had a lot of theories on how we wanted this episode to end and kind of what we hoped would happen. And actually, we were pretty close in some of the things that we had predicted or wanted to see. But, not obviously there was a couple of things we got wrong. And we'll get into those. But I don't know how they could have made this better. For me,
I know how they could have made it better.
For me, at least, right? That's just my opinion. I'm just one of 3.
The episode was awesome.
It was.
I thought the season was awesome. Like, I don't have any gripe with the episode, the execution, like any of that stuff. And at the end of the day, the fact that, spoiler alert, it's Luke Skywalker showing up there at the end, it really doesn't play that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, because it's not like they're going to continue to bring back the terrible CGI version of Luke Skywalker. And by the way, that was terrible. But so it doesn't play that much into it. It's not like we're going to see that a bunch more times. So it was a one-time thing. It was fine. It's going to come up in issues. It feels like a missed opportunity. That's all I would say. But the episode was fucking awesome. I would say it's probably, besides the episode that Boba came back in, I'd say it's the second best episode of Mando of all time.
Look, we're splitting hairs a little bit here. I mean, I think we can all agree, even if we're just talking about from this episode standpoint, watching Prime Jedi Master Luke fucking Skywalker carve through Dark Troopers like they ain't shit. I mean, that's entertaining. I think all of us can agree that was an entertaining watch. So,
but could it have been any other Jedi?
We'll get into
we'll get to that.
We will.
So
we will.
My
Guaranteed.
My reaction is similar to Josh's. Great episode. This is probably my second or third favorite episode across the board. Magnificent. Great episode. I liked every bit of it. I am slightly disappointed that they went with Luke Skywalker. We'll talk about it when we get into issues. But great show. Set the entire internet on fire. I mean, what more could Disney have asked for their premiere Star Wars show on Disney Plus?
Yeah. So, I guess
this is a fucking great season, man. I mean, just to recap that too. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like some of the folks here on the podcast felt like it started off a little bit slow, just with no direction. Dave and Jason.
Yeah.
But it certainly picked up some steam somewhere around episode 3 and just fucking trucked on home all the way. So I loved it from episode 1. I still will contend that this is the absolute best thing Star Wars has put out ever into the universe.
I mean, look, I think, Josh, I know we go back and forth between, Star Wars and Star Trek fandom and stuff like that. But, I'd be hard pressed not to agree with you. I think Mandalorian is definitely made a case with these first 2 seasons of being, arguably some of the best things that Star Wars has ever put out. Especially when you compare it to, for me, the disappointment of the sequel trilogy movies and how those didn't live up to expectations. I mean,
are you talking about 7, 8, 9?
Yeah. Like when I have more desire to watch the prequels than I do the sequels, I think there's a problem. And I'm not trying to throw shade on the
prequels. Aren't that bad?
Now they're not. I agree with you. At least the prequels had some fucking direction, and you understand the story. Anyway, I don't want to digress too much. Point is, with 2 seasons under its belt, Mandalorian has cemented itself for me as this is the new watermark for Star Wars content, and it's fucking high.
It's certainly like a top 3 piece of content for Star Wars all time.
Yeah, I mean, and these episodes, I think this show is an easy rewatch too. Like, I could easily see myself, once a year going through both of these seasons, just plowing through them in a couple weeks or a week or two.
Shit,
So
you do it in a couple of days.
I know something because
those episodes. I watched the first season of Mando in one day.
Damn.
It's literally like 8 hours of content.
So I mean, and I it's got high replay value. It's really entertaining. Yeah, Jason, what are you gonna go ahead and hit us with that fucking recap, man?
The final Mando recap.
Final recap.
Do it.
This episode is titled "The Rescue." Now we waste no time. We are in hot pursuit of I had to look this up. Lambda class shuttle. Basically, it's just a small shuttle transport.
We've seen it in lots of Star Wars,
Yeah, and it carried the Emperor around.
Yep.
Now we find out it is carrying our good Dr. Pershing and abducting the Doctor and the ship to use as a means to gain entry into Moff Gideon's ship appears to be our plan going forward. Now we get absolutely underrated, in my opinion, dialogue between no-name pilot number 4 and Cara Dune.
Bro, that pilot was spitting heat.
Dude, that was low key one of the best little scenes in this episode.
And it was low key one of the best scenes, like, period.
I mean, because she straight up. I mean, he straight up says, Like, you know how many millions of people died on those Death Stars?
Yeah.
And then when he tells her that her planet Alderaan, it was worth it to get rid of all those terrorists, I was like, oh man, he's gonna die.
Yeah, well, I just like the moment when he's like, I was on the Death Star. Oh yeah, which one?
Yeah. Damn, she got his ass.
That was good.
Yeah. Now, once again, like anyone can be this little dialogue exchange kind of lets it anybody can be on the proverbial right side depending on which way you are looking at it.
Yep.
And he paints the Republic and the rebellion that precluded them as nothing more than a terrorist, and confirming, what we've talked about in the past, that millions of people died on these Death Stars.
Also, this show has flirted with that a little bit, talking about how, when the Empire fell, like some areas, some planets actually got worse.
Yeah, they just fell into disarray.
Yeah, and that's not talked about in the mainline movies. Obviously, the Empire's all evil and everything like that. And they are, in the grand scheme of things. But
the thing is this this type of it's like content or subject matter. The way that they word it can be associated with anything. Like you look at, let's say a dictatorship, and the way they preach it is exactly what you hear a lot of times, like when they talk about the Empire. Like he says, like in the prior episode, the captain that they're talking to, and he says, they'll be begging for us because what they think they want is freedom. What they really want is order.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of good shit. Now, we then enlist the help of the after they've acquired this shuttle. We do then enlist the help of the Mandalorians from earlier in the season with Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks
getting a team together.
Right.
Yep. Josh's favorite thing.
Yeah, essentially trading their services for the information and location of Moff Gideon that Bo-Katan is after in order to attain the Darksaber and reclaim her crown to Mandalore.
Hey, why does Boba get a show after Sasha Banks whooped that ass?
Salsa Banks? I don't think that's her name. Although, if she ever wants to market like a dip, calling it Salsa Banks would be 100% good. Like
Sasha Banks.
I think Boba took it easy on her. Like I think he underestimated her and her, DDT.
I'll tell you what Boba took. He took that dick.
Wait, who did he take it from?
Salsa Banks.
Oh, Salsa Banks. All right, dude.
Okay, so from this point forward, we're pretty much on an action sequence extravaganza.
Yeah.
With nonstop body counts of stormtroopers. The Mandos go in like a posse of badasses, literally barely taking cover.
Look, I thought about this while this was going, because every time they get out in an elevator, it was the same thing. They were just fucking just face rolling. Yeah. And I thought about Utgard Pinnacle, just to nerd out for those other nerds out there, where we would fucking face roll the shit out of that fucking dungeon. We'd pull the whole fucking room when we're doing Scotty.
Yeah.
Get down to the end. We're battling all the fucking mobs. Plus, we're shooting Scotty out of the sky down there.
We're not even trying. We're not even breaking a sweat.
No. That was the live action version of that, where I was just like, this is not even hard. She's like, oh, my gun jammed. Okay, I'm just going to start hitting people with my gun. And there's no worry of I hope I don't get shot.
Yeah. There's a couple of like to your point, where Fennec Shan does the roll.
Yeah.
It's you just rolled so you could stand up and shoot the guy. He never moved.
I love she fixes the gun right in the elevator, and the door's open. And she just fucking just rolls right out through it.
Goes down.
And there's I don't know how many fucking stormtroopers there are around there. 10, 15, 20, and it's like me playing a first person shooter. I am just fucking just plowing.
Getting plowed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're killing these poor saps left and right. And again, like we talked about this a little bit before we went live, but ratcheting up the violence level that kind of frankly is a little bit shocking if you're a Disney person, because you just don't get to see what kind of transpired here. Even if this was, like I say, a PG, because somebody had to green light this, because some of these poor souls are not only beat, like they're executed.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah. Now the Mandos our primary Mando, is tasked with making sure that the Dark Troopers cannot enter the fray. And oh man, only one gets out.
And we see just how good these things are.
Thank the Force that Mando's helmet and armor are Beskar, because he is taking an absolute beating.
I kind of got like PTSD when I was watching Mando just get his fucking face smashed, because the actor who plays him,
he had both of his eyes out.
The actor who plays him also it was in something else and got his fucking face destroyed from Game of Thrones. So that was pretty funny.
Oh,
dude, that scene was so fucking good. It reminded me of the Hulk scene in Avengers when he goes to pick up the hammer, and it's so heavy for him that his feet start falling into the floor. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing with his helmet. His helmet is just being smashed into the wall, but his helmet isn't actually taking damage. So
I thought we were gonna get.
That was a cool scene.
To your point, I thought we were gonna get the part where like Hulk grabs Loki by the legs and just starts slamming him all over the place.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm sure that still didn't feel very good. Just gonna put that out there.
No. Now the rest of the Dark Troopers jettisoned out the airlock. And Mando does luck out by using the spear he had.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah, and with the spear, he's able to take down the Dark Trooper, and he goes and on to save Gorilla Goo. Only to end up face to face with Moff Gideon himself.
Dark saber in hand.
Correct. 1-on-1 combat, and once again comes out on top. Grabs Baby Goo and hauls Gideon to the bridge and meet up with the rest of the group, where we learn that Mando has inadvertently become King of Mandalore.
Well, he now has claim to the throne should he want it. He's not automatically king, I guess. But sure.
He's the king.
Okay.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah.
When we get to issues, I have thoughts on this process here.
Okay, yeah, same here. But fuck all this mess, because the Iron Man suits are back, and the entire platoon is there to take back the ship and kill them all. Now, just as the Dark Troopers are about to breach the blast door, a lone X-Wing arrived. Dave, a lone X-Wing arrived. Were you getting hard at this moment?
Actually, my heart started beating pretty fast. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I got goosebumps. Now, not just any X-Wing, Dave.
Yep.
But this one had a Jedi on board.
Yep. A Jedi that we know.
And not just any Jedi, Dave.
The Jedi.
But Luke motherfucking Skywalker.
I wish... Okay, so, full disclosure. Okay. I worked on Friday when this came out. I set alarm on my phone for 4:30 in the morning. Okay. I woke up, I put headphones on, and I watched it in bed before I had to get ready for work.
Now,
when this scene came on, okay, and you see Luke, ignite his saber. Now, there's a lot of back and forth between seeing, they haven't. It's not explicitly revealed it's Luke at this point, but when you see this figure carving up these Dark Troopers, and you're kind of seeing it on security footage, and you're also seeing it kind of happening. It's very well done. I like the transitional shots, and then you get up
trying to keep it mysterious.
Yeah, and you also get the shot of, and it's I feel like it's purposefully mirrored. Eventually Luke gets to the point where he gets in an elevator and he comes out the elevator, saber ignited, green saber, by the way, which is awesome. And he's in a hallway.
After that,
he's in a hallway, and he just carves up, I don't know, like 15 of them, however many. It's very reminiscent, almost purposefully so, I think, of the shot from Rogue One with Darth Vader when he goes through the hallway and he's just carving up rebel scum.
Well, they gotta be scum, Dave.
Because that's what there are. And yeah, dude, straight up, like literally, I got teary-eyed. Like I was getting emotional. Like
so you had pitched a tent.
No, it was not that serious, but like it just hit me, like for real. Like it was so well done for me. And
so Dave is just clarifying what my next line here is.
Okay, go ahead.
And then it could be heard throughout the collective Star Wars fanboy galaxy, the jizz in the pants of million wet dreams. Yes, Luke answered the call.
Yep.
And goes to fucking wrecking town on all these dark troopers.
Oh yeah,
like a hot knife through butter.
I mean, it doesn't even look difficult.
No, it's like he barely broke a sweat. Like you would think, Dave, this would be fucking hard, but it was barely an inconvenience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is 7 years after Return of the Jedi. So I mean, this is legitimately Jedi Master, Skywalker. Like this is peak Skywalker.
Yeah. Now we end the episode emotionally taking in not only is Luke Skywalker here on the show, but so is R2-D2.
Man, that shit was dude. That shit hit me as well. That shit was like, I don't know, it was just good.
Yeah, my wife got a big kick out of it. She freaked out when R2 showed up.
Who cares?
Like millions of people.
Million people. Now, he's here, unfortunately, to take Grogu and take him to help him with his training.
Yeah.
Now, they go to the elevator. The music is emotionally driven. Luke throws the deuce. Says later, bitches.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Shuts. Yeah, kind of. And we fade to black.
Well, let's not forget. Let's go ahead and get on with the post-credit scene.
So there is a post-credit scene.
Yep.
I did not know this. Dave told me hours later. So I had to go check it out. And you get
Tatooine.
You get
Jabba the Hutt's palace.
You get what happened to Boba.
Yes. And so he and Fennec Shan went back to Boba Fett's palace.
No, Jabba's palace.
Jabba's palace.
It's going to be Boba's palace.
Yeah. And they go in there and kill just about everybody that's in there.
Yeah.
And he sits down on a throne, dude. All I could think of was like Conan the Barbarian.
I know.
Like
it's pretty good. I like that shot. It was a good shot.
Oh, it was a good shot.
And this is the guy that took over after Jabba the Hutt died.
Yeah, which was
correct.
Jabba's like second in command at the time. And he got fat. That motherfucker's been sitting in that chair a little bit.
Damn, Dave.
You kind of look like that guy, Dave.
Look, man.
Anyways,
I'm doing my best.
That was the episode. That was the episode.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Dave.
Yep.
What's the best scene, man?
So,
like we had to ask.
I mean, look. There's not a question.
When Dave jizzed his pants.
It's not a question. Look. I get it. It's very clear. While I know you guys liked the episode, and it was a good episode, it's very obvious that this episode is much
meant more to you, Dave.
Meant more to me, Dave, than it did you guys. So either way, with that being said, I don't think there's a question. The best scene, and it's kind of not fair, but it's the whole Luke Skywalker sequence. But I'm not going to completely just end it there. It's also the farewell of Grogu and Din Djarin, the Mandalorian.
Dude, Mando takes the helmet off.
In front of everybody. Because Grogu wants to see his face, right?
Yeah.
Because Grogu's never seen his face. So.
And then he reached out his little claws and he clawed half his face off. Did you see that part?
dude, I mean, look, realistically, it was a touching moment, okay? And
sweet if he'd have force choked him.
oh, wow,
Yeah.
you guys are fucking assholes.
Like, damn, bro, you fucking ugly under that helmet.
But no, I mean, like, just that whole sequence. I mean, when Din asks Luke, you know, are you a Jedi? And I'm just like, this motherfucker is the Jedi. Like, you don't even know shit.
He should have said that. He should have
Well,
said
I don't think Mando has seen episode 4, 5, and 6. So,
Well, clearly. But I love that whole sequence because you also get Moff Gideon, in my opinion, recognizing who the fuck Luke Skywalker is, and like realize. I
don't know if it's that or the fact that he knows it's a Jedi.
No, he's high enough, in my opinion. He's high enough in the Empire. There's no fucking way he doesn't know who Luke Skywalker is.
Because this is after Yoda's died, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, at this point, like, Luke is the Jedi. He's like the Grand Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In theory, there's nobody more powerful at this point
Than he is.
that we know of, except for, say, like Mace Windu, who's still alive.
Yeah. Shout out Mace Windu.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean,
at this point, this dude is like, he's the king shit at Turd Mountain.
He's the bomb diggity.
So I mean, and like, I don't know, Moff just like fucking freaks. I mean, he tries to kill Grogu just to spite, I guess, and then he
tries to commit suicide.
Then tries to commit suicide, which I've never seen in Star Wars. Correct me if I'm wrong, unless somebody else has done that shit, but I've never seen it.
Well, you did just see it this season when they took over that freighter.
The cyanide pills.
Oh, yes, that's correct. You're right. I guess I meant like with the visual.
No yawning on camera.
Oh, shut up.
Dude, I can't help it, bro.
I yawned as well.
Wars, dude, puts me to sleep.
You saw him, he made you.
I know, it puts you back to sleep.
Anyways, so your scene was the whole Jedi sequence at the end.
Basically from 30 minutes till the end of the show. I know that's cheating, but fuck it.
So the whole show.
So like the last 12 minutes of the show. I don't know. It was just, I mean, dude, look, the whole episode was fucking amazing. I mean, pretty much. I mean, almost every scene had something of value.
What I tell you, man. What I tell you is your affinity for the show and how it made you feel makes me appreciate at least Luke Skywalker showing up at least a little bit more than what I did before.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, like when we get into issues, I'll explain it. Like I fully understand your point of view.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know,
and we're just ripping on you because we can.
Yeah, for sure. No, look. I think I said this. I don't know. I said this earlier, but not on the podcast, but like before it. You know, it's like in football, right? This episode was already ahead by a touchdown with 5 seconds left to go, and they had the ball on the 5-yard line of the opponent's 5-yard line. Like, could they just kneel it and end the game? Yes, they could have done that. Did they need to pull out their trick play and fucking get another touchdown like it's Madden? No, they didn't. Okay, and that's what bringing on Luke Skywalker did. They didn't need Luke Skywalker to make it epic. It was already epic. And could they have brought in?
They just kept running that F flat.
No, they ran the quarterback sneak on the 1-yard line because you can't stop it. Like, there's no reason. You're already ahead.
We went for the fake punt.
And then the internet went out, and then I guess the game didn't count, supposedly. Nobody does that, though. So,
Awesome.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Josh did that to me in a national championship game at one point.
You mean beat you in that game? So I'm gonna beat you in this fantasy game this week?
No. Let's not go there. But no, look, could they have brought in another Jedi of note? Look, sure. Had it been Mace Windu, I don't think the general population of Star Wars fans would have been nearly as elated as it was with Luke. But I think the three of us would have been losing our fucking minds because we would have predicted it, right? So
yeah.
For sure, my number one pick would have been Mace Windu, but having Luke Skywalker is not a bad consolation prize, so I'll take it. And like I said, we're never going to see, well, unless Disney does something else, we're never going to see this version of Luke ever again in terms of his power level. So it was nice to be able to see that.
Look, everybody gets a goddamn show right now in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, maybe they'll bring Data back for Star Trek, too. I mean, everybody's getting stuff. It wouldn't be the first time they brought him back either, so.
I'd take a Data show.
Yeah,
way better than Luke Skywalker
they just call it Cloud. And then
we'll just do the early days
Data.
We'll do the early days of Luke Skywalker with him just cleaning like moisture evaporator coils and stuff.
Dude, no, fuck all that. Anyway, is there any other specific scenes you guys want to point out?
Dude, I mean,
No.
like besides the dialogue interaction between Cara Dune and them, like
And unnamed pilot number 4.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, dude, this interaction, the entire sequence from the time the X-wing lands. Look, I had goosebumps all the way up until the moment he pulled his cowl back.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like I said, I respect it.
That dude checked into the game. That pilot, he checked into the game and fucking hit like 5 3-pointers, like real quick.
Yeah, and then blew his hamstring or something.
Yeah,
Never played the game again.
and then sat back down on the bench.
He won the MVP and then retired.
Yeah.
It was like that Lynn Sanity run for the Knicks a couple years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Dave,
What?
favorite characters?
I don't
Wait,
know. This
didn't
is
we
a
have to
tough
skip?
one.
Didn't we have to? What about what the fuck
Oh.
moments?
What the fuck moments? Hey man, actually I have an oh shit moment.
Okay.
Okay.
How about when fucking Luke Skywalker is like forced, not even choking, he's forced crushing
correct. Dude, that shit was so fucking good. And
that fucking power bot.
now I don't know. I don't know specifics.
Yeah.
I don't know specifics or anything, and I guess it doesn't matter. But he did that with his robot hand, right? Like, I guess the Force doesn't really give a fuck. I mean, it's with your mind anyway.
I think it's shot that way so that you can't give away who the Jedi is.
I thought that as well, but
Yes.
But I mean, it's still, dude. That like I said, yeah. But that Force crush was like, I was not expecting that, and he fucking just like, and it's so crazy because I think it was good that they showed how much fucking trouble Mando had with just one of them, and fucking Luke is over here like just fucking Force crushing them and just cutting their fucking heads off and shit.
I almost feel like that one that he crushes at the end is just to show you that like all of the other ones that he killed was just for show. Like he really didn't even need to use a lightsaber. Like he was just trying to think of new ways to kill the next robot while he was killing one.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what can I do next? What can I do next?
Yeah, like I said, I loved that we got to see Luke at this power level because even at the end of Return of the Jedi, he defeats Darth Vader, and
But he was just like he
defeats Darth Vader.
Oh, I mean, he Jesus, but like this version,
like he was in Return of the Jedi, like he is barely what you would consider
like a Jedi Knight.
Master.
I would, he calls himself a Jedi Master, but I think he was closer to like a Jedi Knight in as far as power level.
Like he was power level 10 out of like 70.
Yeah, I mean, but this Luke is just to me on a completely other level. Like,
yeah, and it just seemed like he relished the moment of Force crushing this thing. Like it was like a 15-second like whole thing where
that thing was just like
yeah, and then finally he's just like boom and crushes it.
Yeah, dude, it's good. Yeah. Fuck, really good.
I thought that was a really good. Like I actually was like, oh shit, right there.
The other oh shit moment we've already talked about, which is when that Rock'em Sock'em robot goes to town on Mando's helmet.
Oh, dude, I was really concerned for Mando at that moment. I was like, oh shit! Like
we need to check. I think we need to check Mando for some concussion protocol.
Like I literally thought that his helmet was going to break. I was like, oh shit, he's just not going to have a fucking helmet. I mean, he already lost the Razor Crest. Like at this point, he's just going to not have armor.
Like he was going to be forced to take his helmet off because it was bent.
Yeah, dude, or he wouldn't even be able to take it off. He goes to take it off for Grogu, and it's just like, oh shit, I can't. It's like fused to my face.
It's bent all this shit. I don't know how I'm going to get this off.
Okay, what's next?
Favorite? Well, then obviously, the lone ship showing up on the radar.
Oh yeah,
all teams lost, and then you look out the window and it's an X-wing flying in.
I mean, that's
yeah.
I didn't look. I meant to go back and look and like watch it in slow motion. Can you see R2?
The way that they shot it, like what you were talking about earlier, they mixed up black and white footage because apparently this far into the future they don't have security cameras that do color yet.
This is not the future,
and so
I keep telling you, this is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, I know, but other galaxies far, far away are much older than we are, so it's technically in the future.
I don't know how that works. But
anyway,
I'm just gonna say you're wrong.
But they use the black and white footage
to mask it a little bit
until they know that you're going to be able to see the green saber.
Yeah. Oh, I think the green saber itself is also a what the fuck, like oh shit moment because, you know,
because where is that green saber,
dude? Well, I have no idea. Also, because the sequel, they never show that in any of the sequel trilogy either. And I think that's kind of stupid.
Well, didn't they show it? Isn't that the one that she got out of the box?
Yeah.
What's in the box, Dave? What's in the box?
She uses fucking his saber and Leia's saber, doesn't she?
She uses his blue saber.
Yeah.
His original.
Yeah. The green saber, I think, was a gift to Grogu.
Stop. So well, technically, the blue saber is actually Anakin's saber that then got passed down to Luke. But the green saber was Luke's that he built, which is what he used here. But it's never in the fucking sequel movies because the sequel movies are stupid and terrible, and they're not run by Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni. They ran by fucking incompetent people.
So what do we got next? Favorite character?
Luke Skywalker's mine. So y'all can pick somebody else if y'all want to. I'm just gonna be honest. He's gonna take every category for me. And look, I will say that is the one detriment to having him is because he is gonna suck all the air out of the room. Because look, like he was my favorite character, but it's like also unfair because it's fucking prime Luke Skywalker. Like of course he's gonna be the MVP. Like, he literally saves the whole day by himself. But, like, everybody else was badass, too. Like, fucking everybody.
Up until that moment, yeah.
Up until that moment.
When they get that, platoon full of...
like, up until that moment, if Luke wasn't in this, it would be so hard for me to pick an MVP. Like, it'd be really difficult.
Game over.
But now
game over, man.
But now it's like... What do you guys got?
I'm gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Maybe we'll have a split decision here.
I'm gonna go Moff Gideon.
He was strong.
He was strong.
I very much enjoyed his interaction with Mando in the room with Grogu in there, where he was kind of okey doking him a little bit, and then he fucking attacked him with the darksaber, and that whole moment was super cool. But then just the whole interaction he had on the bridge with them, where he realizes very quickly, like, what's going on, where Mando's like, yo, here you go, take the darksaber. And he's like, she can't. Here's where you fucked up. And then the whole thing, like, he was just, like, really laughing about that whole thing. I enjoyed that.
So, Josh, I'm really glad you brought that up because the interaction with Mando and Moff Gideon, whenever they're in the kind of the cell where Grogu's at, because Moff says something there, that I think is confirmation on what Grogu's purpose was for them. Because he said they got all the blood they needed.
He got his blood.
And they said that where they're going to use it to restore order to the galaxy. I take that as that his blood is going to be used to resurrect Emperor Palpatine. Or sustain him or whatever.
I think we've kind of bantered about this a little bit on the podcast before, but I think the purpose of Grogu's blood is to help create clone bodies that
are force sensitive through the blood that they transfuse that can host the Emperor within it.
Yep. So,
and I think that would be. I don't know if we're ever going to get that true confirmation through this show, but if this was as close as they want it to get without like full-fledged, writing it out,
I think that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll get it in this show, especially with the fact that Grogu is seemingly, right, not going to be in the show going forward, which I want to bring up as an issue when we get to that point.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Jason.
Look, man, it's hard to go against Luke, but since you already did and Josh kind of went a different way, I'm going to go with Mando.
Yeah.
Even though it's his show, I thought he was strong in this episode. Except for when he was taking on the Dark Trooper, but he found a way to overcome.
Look, had he gone spear first, I think that'd be in a completely different fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Then he becomes King of Mandalore.
I think he does.
And then he takes his helmet off, and we get a little bit of like welling up in his eyes because he's saying goodbye to Gooby-Gon.
Oh my god, dude. Why do you have to call him that? A different stupid name every time.
Billy Goo. Baby Timmy Goo.
Oh my god.
Dude, look. Can we just take a moment real quick while we're talking about favorite characters? Because we don't actually talk to this. At least I'm going to bring it up. I think this just shout out Pedro Pascal on like his play of the Mandalorian, because the dude doesn't show his face pretty much ever, right? But I think like he is so good in this role, and I think it's like very well acted. Like it's just his voice basically, and his body motions and things like that. And like I just think he's absolutely killing it. Like, I don't know that he's ever going to win any awards or anything for this, but
you never know.
I think he's done a fantastic job, for sure. Like,
I mean, again, not to compare it to other shows that we're talking about here, like Star Trek Discovery, but I think it's a prime example of one show's main character, like just being rammed down your throat to the point where you kind of don't like them. And then Mando does such a good job of really just keeping you like you're always on Mando's side. Like, even though I picked Moff Gideon as my favorite character, I just liked his interaction with everybody in this episode, and I liked the humor that he kind of brought. But I mean, Mando is still the best fucking character on the show.
Oh, we often don't pick him as the person of the week because it's almost unfair because the show is revolved around him. But I feel like he never, like any good tank, he never, completely takes over the spotlight. He knows how to share the wealth, and he does that very well. And Pedro Pascal, man, just like fucking, like I hope they find a way to fucking have like 2 to 4, 5, 6 more seasons of Mandalorian, as long as it stays at this quality. Like, dude, I could watch the show forever, dude.
Yep.
All right, we got least favorite characters.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Mando. No,
damn. I was like, bum, 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 bum. You had me in the first half.
Oh man, dude,
it's really hard.
It is. There's so many good characters in this.
I mean, I got one, but
I got one too. I'm ready.
Go ahead, Jason.
Katan.
That's where my brain was going.
Ungrateful bitch.
God damn! You hit her fucking. Kidding. Like, hit her hard.
She's
dude.
been. I don't look. I have not watched the show that she was on.
Clone Wars.
Rebels.
Clone Wars.
Whatever it was.
It's Clone Wars. I'm telling. Okay. I literally said what it was. You're saying
whatever
but I'm telling you what it was. Stop saying whatever. I trust me.
Dave, how long's it been since Clone Wars ended to right now?
Like, what do you mean? Number of years? Like in real life?
No, well, not in real life, Dave. In this fucking imaginary make believe.
I don't know that answer. Okay.
Okay, so then it is whatever. Whatever time has passed. You let me finish my goddamn story. I don't know how long she's been looking for this Darksaber, but this dude walks into a bar and says, "Hey, I know where it's at. If you would help me, you can have it." And she's like, "Who's this fucking guy you're with?" He's not a true Mandalorian. He's a fucking clone. Like, did you hear what I just said? I just said, I know where Moff is. He's got the Darksaber. You want to come with me? You can have it. Yeah, fuck this guy. I don't trust this guy. Look, bitch, do you hear what I'm saying? Then they finally get to the ship, and he walks in after taking Moff Gideon down. She could have said, listen, Moff
She
is
did.
mine.
She said
Wait.
She said
Dave,
that.
Dave, Moff is mine. Okay.
She did say that. No. Yeah, she did say that.
I know, but what she should have said, hey, listen, Moff is mine. I have to defeat this motherfucker in single combat to get my sword back.
Bro, so you're saying you want that level of exposition in your television shows? Because I don't.
In that case, there.
No.
Yes.
You are wrong. Sorry.
No.
Next.
No. Like we didn't get the exposition as to why they were, taking over this ship in the beginning of the episode. Like they didn't go to this mining planet to find the location of this transport ship to find Dr. Pershing. So I don't even know where that came from. I let all that go. But if the entire premise of her legacy rests on her acquiring this sword from this person in combat, I think that's something important that you would say to everybody in the room that could potentially end up one-on-one.
Then you run the risk of people getting greedy and say, "Oh, so if I do that, then I will be the king or queen of Mandalore." Like, no, dude, she's got to keep that shit on the DL.
Fuck her, man. I thought she was ungrateful.
Well, you're a stupid asshole, so it's fine.
Okay, so that's fine. I can take that out. I'm like, who's your least favorite character, Dave? Go.
Boba Fett. Fuck that dude. That dude just fucking jetted. That dude's fucking gonzos, man. Now look. In hindsight, probably a good thing he wasn't on the bridge when the whole boy Luke Skywalker rolled into that motherfucker. Because
he's like, wait a minute, I know you.
Luke would have been like,
you're part of the reason why I got in that Sarlacc.
And then we would not have had the book of Boba Fett because Boba would have tried to take on Luke, and then Luke would have just fucking force crushed this motherfucker in his Beskar, and he'd have been dead. So, but he's still a bitch. He just fucking left, dude. He didn't even try to come back. That wasn't part of the plan.
We don't know that he didn't come back.
He did come back. He did come back because he showed up with Fennec on Tatooine. But bro, you couldn't have come back any sooner. Like,
he didn't want to give up his cover. He didn't know how long they needed.
They couldn't have planned
it. What about you, Josh?
Hold on. Let Josh talk.
Bo-Katan.
There you go.
Bo-Katan. According to the official Star Wars timeline, between Clone Wars and Mando is 31 years.
So she's been trying to get this Darksaber for 31 years?
That doesn't seem right.
This is what it says.
Wait, is that the start of Clone Wars?
It says the Clone Wars animated series begins 22 years before A New Hope. It ends 19 years before A New Hope. And Mando is set 9 years after A New Hope.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So call it 28 years then, basically, if we're gonna go from the end of the Clone Wars.
Okay.
And we don't. He walks up to her and says, "I know where it's at.
Yeah.
Let's go." No, hold on. Who's this guy you with? Fuck this guy. I don't like this guy. You're a disgrace to the armor you're wearing, and fuck her. She doesn't know who she's talking to. Josh, so we're in agreement. Least favorite character is Bo-Katan.
Yeah, she was not very nice.
Yes.
All right. Well, what's next?
Issues.
All right.
Well, I'll let y'all go because y'all are probably going to take care of most of them for me.
Look, I think one issue that me and Josh both share is the fact, and we've already discussed it, and so we don't really need to just hammer it home, is the fact that we did not need Luke Skywalker to be the Jedi that showed up. Now, here is my reasoning. When I grew up, I'm old enough to say that I went and saw Empire Strikes Back in theaters when it released.
Look, I'm jealous about that. Not about your age, but about being able to see it in theaters.
So I can understand how big of a deal Luke Skywalker is. To Dave's point, like, you're super excited, love Luke Skywalker. That's fine. But Luke Skywalker was like never my favorite. Like, I was always Han Solo and Boba Fett, where I liked them more than I liked Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is an important character, but once the original prequel trilogy comes out, you realize, for me, the story's not about Luke Skywalker; it's about Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah,
and it kind of continues that even through the prequels with the constant talking about Darth Vader and his legacy. Anyway, so when you bring back Luke Skywalker, all I have to go on is the fact that I know exactly what happens to Luke Skywalker. The motherfucker turns into a failure at his academy, and Kylo Ren kills everybody that's at the academy that we know of. So what you're telling me is that Luke Skywalker took Grogu, and eventually he's going to be one of his first pupils at his new academy, and eventually Kylo Ren's going to cut him in half. And if that's not the case, that's fine. Look, you can easily squash this in episode 1 of next season, where Luke just sends him a holo, says, hey, Grogu is now with such and such, which is, his people, so that he can train at his own pace, yada, yada. That's fine.
Because his species lives to be 1,000 years, and I'm not going to be able to dedicate the time needed or whatever.
Exactly. But if you don't, then you have taken, like, for a lot of people, children, women, grown men, like the cutest character in this show, like something that like took the world by storm, and you have put him in harm's way.
Yeah.
Directly. Everybody knows.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
That's my issue. It's like I just wish we would have gone with a different Jedi.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think now we looked this up, Jason, and we might get this wrong, but let's just say roughly between the time that this takes place and when the destruction of Luke's new temple is about 20 years. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
And so that is a long time
for Luke.
For Luke, yeah.
It's not a long time for Grogu.
Yeah, he's still going to be basically 7 years old, right?
Yeah.
Equivalent, right? But for Luke, 20 years is a long time. And actually, at this time frame, his temple is still, I think we looked it up, it's still 5 to 7 years away from even him starting his temple and starting the training of Ben Solo. So
correct.
Yeah, at this point, it's like 7 years.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like there is to your point, Jason. There's plenty of time for them to explain it, and I think they do. My biggest issue with them pulling Grogu out, it's not so much that they've sentenced him to death with Luke, because like I said, it won't be difficult to get him out of that situation. All it takes is some book, some comic, some, like you said, some blurb in episode 1 of season 3, or at some point in season 3 they make mention of it. Like, they could easily get him out of it. But my problem is that how important Grogu has been to the dynamic of the show. Like, I realize the whole mission.
I'm just afraid that this might go down the road of a flavor of the week show now.
Well, they've set up some things that I think
we'll go into predictions.
Yeah, when we get into predictions, we'll talk about that. But I mean, just as far as like, look, I'm not gonna say I'm not worried, because the showrunners and the creators, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, executive producers, they have proven with this show, with 2 seasons under their belt, and everything that Dave Filoni's done in the past, like, I have confidence that season 3 will be fine. Like, the show's gonna be fine without Grogu. But it does give me, like, it got me initially a little bit worried after, like, the high of Luke Skywalker kind of came down. I was like, I don't know if everyone loves, I don't know if everybody loves Grogu, but he's kind of like been the sidekick to Mando, like, for 2 seasons on, and I just don't know, like, is Mando solo, like, being by himself, is that?
Well, we know he's not going to be solo, though.
Probably not. I mean, who's going to be with him? Do we know that?
He's going to be roaming the world with Bo-Katan and helping her take back Mandalore.
Yeah, probably. That's true.
Okay, now, Josh, you wanted to expand on this a little bit.
Yeah, so, look, Luke's fine. Good for Dave, right? But, like, this is an opportunity where you could introduce maybe a lesser known, Jedi into the mix to where you can instantly, with that intro, make somebody into, like, a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? So, look, I got 2 Jedis, okay? Lesser known that maybe we could have brought out here. I'm just going to throw these out there. Just a couple names I did some research on. One, Antar Lasiri, okay? Species is human from Harun Kal, a senior member of the Jedi Council during the Clone Wars. Later years, some propaganda may have said that this person led like a criminal gang of some kind, okay? But a good lightsaber fighter.
All right.
Okay. The other one, Shakti, species Togruta, homeworld is Shili, and
God, you got this, 'cause I would be butchering this shit.
Yeah, a council member, and general during the wars. They also oversaw the training of clone troopers on Kamino. One of those is fake. Okay? You didn't know that going through that. I made up one of those, okay? This is my point, is they could have just easily just made up fucking Joe Schmo Jedi, roll in there, fucking clip all these motherfucking robots, and we'd instantly be like, dude, this dude is instantly like the 3rd best Jedi in the history of time.
So, I'm glad that you brought that up.
By the way, Antar Lasiri is not a real Jedi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I also had a Jedi here. I'm glad you did that, Josh. I also had a Jedi in mind for this segment as well, and he is more well known, although not as known, probably not known to either of you.
Quell Kasari?
No, that is Ezra Bridger from Star Wars Rebels.
I saw him in my research.
So Ezra, he's the main lead in the Star Wars Rebels show, and
a lot of internet time spent on Ezra Bridger being the guy that was going to show up.
Yes,
here in this episode.
Because they already had a natural tie-in. Now I believe they're saving Ezra.
Absolutely
for the Ahsoka Tano show,
right.
Because
there's just no way you're going to waste his comeback
here
on this.
Yeah.
If you have an Ahsoka show in which theoretically
her goal is she's looking for him basically. Yeah. But to Josh's point, what better way to introduce Ezra to a wider audience who didn't watch Rebels, because Ezra, although like at the time that we last saw him, I don't think anyone would have called him a Jedi Master or anything, but he was a very, very competent Jedi Knight and very skilled in a lightsaber. And we last saw him, he was on the bridge of the Chimera with Grand Admiral Thrawn, and they were presumed dead. Obviously, we know that at this point, that didn't die, now it'd have been much more difficult to explain how he got on some ship, obviously probably not an X-wing, and then came over here and saved the day, right? So you'd had some work cut out for you there, but
there's some plot holes.
Yeah, but had they could have weaved the show in a way that would have made sense, and I think that would have been not as big, obviously. Here's the problem, is you bring in Luke and every other thing you would have done would have gotten a less of a reaction. But I still also think Mace Windu would have been very close second to the amount of internet buzz that Luke got.
I agree.
I think Mace would have been... You'd have had a vocal minority of fans who would have been like, man, this whole season, all they've been doing is just bringing back dead people. Right? And...
Oh, they did the same thing. Luke's dead, too.
Yeah. I mean, well, he's not dead at this time.
Just not in this moment.
Yeah.
I know.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's... To your point, Josh, I mean, they could have done a lot. And they just, you know...
They just could have brought in somebody and just made this person a made man instantly. Like that intro for anybody you bring in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have instantly been like, holy shit. And if you bring in some lesser known person, I mean, make it whatever actor, I don't know, whoever, some B-level actor right now. You could have this person be an ongoing character on the show.
Well, also
you can't use CGI Luke.
I thought about this too. You wouldn't have even needed to show just one person, right? Yes, they did just Luke by himself because Luke is this powerful. But you could have 2 Jedi basically do the same thing, except there's 2 of them, and they've just been like dancing between each other, cutting these people down. So yeah, maybe by themselves they're not as powerful, but you could have had 2 Jedi doing it. So
yep.
There was options there.
Yeah, like I said, the issue doesn't detract from the show. It's just that, for me and Josh, I just feel like, and we're both taking it from slightly different angles, but we just felt like you could have done this with, I don't want to say just any Jedi, but yeah, to Josh's credit, he is absolutely correct. Whoever would have been that person would be a made man or woman.
This is like in wrestling when... it's like John Cena winning the belt for the 13th time. Like, did you need to put the belt on John Cena?
Yeah.
No. Did John Cena look good getting the belt? Sure. It's John Cena. That's fine. Like, he came out...
You can take it back to when John Cena slapped Kurt Angle and hit him with the ruthless aggression.
Yeah.
And, like, that being his intro.
He was a made man.
But,
instantly.
they could have put the belt on somebody like Daniel Bryan-ish, who was like a fan favorite but never got that shot, and then boom, this is their shot. This is putting them on the map.
Yep.
So, well, I get it
All
though.
right, so
there are options, without inventing a character. Yeah.
Did we have any other issues?
Not really. Like I said, I'm curious to see how season 3 is going to turn out. I'll wait till we get into predictions.
I think we're there.
I do have one other issue. Okay, so the whole Darksaber Mandalore thing.
Yeah.
Okay, like I get it. It's a warrior race. This whole thing, you can't be given the Darksaber.
You have to earn it.
What's to stop anybody, okay, from using the Darksaber, killing Salsa Banks, okay, and then you turn around and say, "Here you go, Bo-Katan. Have a nice day. Here's your sword." There's nobody else that's going to be going back to Mandalore saying she didn't earn this fucking thing.
Like, it's an honor. It's an honor thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
still,
I
there's nobody
right
there.
there with,
like you kill Salsa Banks, there's nobody there to go back and be like, Boca, that really didn't happen, did it? Because Mando doesn't want to go back. He's fine, so she could go back and just be like, guys, look what happened. I got it.
Also, I'm pretty sure that Salsa Banks is buddy enough with her that I don't even think you need to kill her. You just say, "Hey, Salsa, you
Dave,
cool with me taking this?"
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, if you and me are standing on a mountain and somebody comes to us and says, "Hey, only one of you guys can come down the mountain and be king of all that you see." I'm sorry, Dave. It was a good ride, Dave.
Bro, you're going to say I'm sorry, and I'm going to okey doke and fucking trip your old ass down that mountain.
Damn.
I wouldn't put it past Bo-Katan, ungrateful Bo-Katan.
But
look,
I get the whole thing. I know it's an honor thing, but still, it's just like there's an easy fix. Now,
to
go into predictions here, we're gonna have to spend all season 3 of like of them all being a group because Mando's committed, saying, "Hey, man, if you come help me, I'm gonna go do your thing, and I'm gonna help you out, and we're gonna fucking take this light cruiser and do the thing and whatever." But now it's gonna end up at some point where he and Bo-Katan are gonna be chirping at each other nonstop, and then they're gonna have some fucking some throwdown, and then he's gonna chop her fucking head off. Or whatever. I mean, Mando ain't gonna die.
No, he's not gonna die.
Exactly.
Let her win.
Exactly. He could have let her win right there. They could have paper rock scissors for that motherfucker.
I mean, he literally said, he goes, "I yield. Just take this shit."
Yeah, he's like if Mike Tyson fight, give me $1 million, and as soon as he throws his first punch, I'm going down.
Yeah, no shit. So, I mean, I think that's where we're going. Obviously, I think he committed his time to Bo-Katan and her journey. So I think that's where we're going.
I know. I will say this: I am a little concerned because the battle of Mandalore and the ascension of the throne and all that it just does not interest me at all. Like, I have faith in the showrunners to make it entertaining and draw me in, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable. I mean,
because I feel like that's where we're going.
I think there's some potential here, right? Obviously, because you're gonna probably have a lot of civil war. You're gonna have a lot of internal infighting. You're gonna have maybe some backstabbing. I mean, you're gonna have. I think there's gonna be a lot more widespread conflict with this.
Yeah, I just don't know. In a 30-minute formatted show, you're not going to be. This is not going to be Game of Thrones on Mandalore.
No, but
I mean, like I said, I'm just concerned.
Look, and I
share your concern.
Yeah. Oh, look. Until the show, really starts going off the rails, and if that happens, then it happens. But I'm just gonna go in and with a little bit of faith that that it'll be fine. I mean, as long as it's the same people writing and running the show, I see no reason why it won't be good. So at least until proven wrong.
And do a Ryan Johnson situation, then we should be in good hands.
Now, look, like I said, my only other concern I brought up was just, I think it's somewhat risky for them to just, let one of your biggest cash cows walk off the show in Grogu.
I agree.
Yeah, but also, I guess the question would be what's the timeline between now and the next season? What does that look like?
I didn't even think about that. Are we going to pick up immediately after this, or is they going to let 6 months pass or a year?
Yeah, or even have we had years pass and now, Mandalore's conquered and I don't even know what the situation is there, but he's running it and Bo-Katan's his bitch.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's probably not going to be where we pick up. But
do we warp? Do we warp 5-7 years into the future where now Grogu's had 5 or 7 years of training with Luke,
and he doesn't really
matured.
And maybe he does. Maybe he because he's still going to be a child, but maybe Luke's like, hey, I'm starting this temple. I've been able to dedicate 5 years to you.
It's not you, it's me.
I don't think that's how it's going to
go down.
I need
to break things off with you.
But I think I don't think they're going to pass that much time, honestly, because I think the interesting thing that they've set up is going to be, the conquering of the reconquering or retaking over of Mandalore, getting their homeworld back. So,
and what happens to Moff Gideon here?
Yeah,
dude, I don't know if he's going to be back.
I assume he's not.
He's still alive though.
Yeah, he's Cara Dune's going to take him to the New Republic. He's done. That dude's getting fucking brain melted for all his secrets.
That's too bad, man. He's such a good character.
He is. I think going forward, I don't know enough about the other shows that had Cara Dune in it, so I don't know who the other big bads could be. But I assume it's going to be whoever her rivals are for the throne.
Yeah. We'll see, though.
But I'm excited.
I am excited.
Hell of a show, man. Hell of a show.
Yep.
I'm ready for season 3.
Yeah, I'm already ready
Great.
for season 3.
Everything I saw today says it's still on its proper timeline to come out end of next year. So
We'll have that to look forward to. Well, guys, I think we've successfully completed another episode of this podcast.
we collated one.
We
I don't know what
yeah.
that means.
completed it.
Right there with Salsa Banks.
Salsa
Yeah.
Banks. Hashtag Salsa Banks. Make it go viral.
That's right. Two retweets.
Yeah, that's all we need, baby. That's viral. All right. Take it easy, everybody.
Later.
May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Oh, all right. We're still on with the YouTube folks.
What's good, YouTube? YouTubers.
Yep. So that was good. Now we get to talk about an infinitely worse show. I'm just kidding. But I am the guardian of time, or whatever the fuck that dude is.
My God.
What did he say?
The
Guardian of every time or every time?
Guardian of forever.
guardian.
There
of
you
forever.
go.
Yeah. I am the guardian of forever, bitch.
Yeah,
I
don't know
got pissed. I'll be back.
I don't know if I can say it like Guardian forever.
Yeah, my goodness.
He went straight Wizard of Oz on everybody. Hot garbage. So what do all of our 0 listeners think? Do they got any comments?
No, there's 0 viewers, so nobody's got a comment. That's okay.
I mean, see, this would be the perfect time for them to ask questions or give us their own theories and predictions.
Also, to like, comment, and subscribe.
Well, yeah.
They should do that too, so they can know when we go live. Hit that bell notification.
So you don't have any beer at the house, Dave?
Dude, I don't. I drank it all.
I have me a nice cold beverage right now.
Beverage. For you folks on YouTube, I am just trouncing Josh handedly.
In our fantasy football league, me, Josh, and Dave have all made.
I just realized it's in reverse, so you can't see it. But I have a 68% chance to beat him based on performance today. So
yeah. So if I win my game and Dave defeats Josh,
then it'll be a gentleman's game in the Super Bowl.
Where I would just whoop that ass.
Nah.
Like I have no right even making the playoffs. Like
let alone potentially getting into the Super Bowl.
Let alone beating the number 1 team in the league.
Like clearly number 1, and he's been number 1. Oddly enough, the only person he's ever lost against is Josh, and he didn't get to face him.
Yeah, I think he started in first and has been in first the entire time. I think me and him were tied because I think I started the season 3-0 or 4-0.
That's funny.
Until Dak Prescott broke his life.
Broke his whole damn life, dude. Yeah. But no, that
God dang, Mando was so good.
Oh yeah, big time. Oh,
so are you going to go on? Reddit and get all of the good questions
for what?
For the season finale of Star Trek. Whenever we get to it.
Yeah, I probably will.
I mean, is there even a subreddit line for Discovery?
Yes, there is.
Do they even do that stuff for these substandard shows?
Jeez. Yeah, we still love you, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't love this show.
Wait. We just don't love season 3.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, he's coming back. Be quiet. Shh.
The fuck are y'all saying?
And that is how I got Josh's mom in bed.
Dang, it was that easy.
Yeah. Short stories.
Short
Only for the YouTuber.
You said short stories?
Can't believe I'm going to lose in fantasy to fucking Dave again.
Oh man,
I might lose my other league too, man. God damn it.
I mean,
Of
look,
course. Been crushing souls in both leagues, and I lose in the first round of the playoffs. Perfect.
Well, technically, I mean, you're in the championship, the conference championship game, because we only have a 4-team playoff.
I know. All right, we ready for disco?
yeah.
Mhm.
All right, here we go.
Just do it. I got to get up at 4:30.
Okay, all right, here we go. This will be a short episode, 30 minutes. Look at Dave.
What the hell are you doing, Dave?
I'm trying not to laugh. Oh fuck.
right.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Fucking Dave. I'm going to cover you up on the screen here.
I'm muted. Oh wait, not anymore.
I know. I can't see you. Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents Star Trek Discovery Season 3 on CBS All Access. I'm your co-host, the Guardian of Forever, along with...
The non-guardian forever, Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
Good. I don't have to do the voice then.
Oh,
Who knew?
man.
The-
We're here.
We were gonna get
Yeah.
Bitch doing his greatest fucking Gandalf impersonation.
Hey, man, we're here. And listen, it's good to be back talking about Star Trek because it's a superior show to Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
It's just fucking not though. But like, look, we're not here. We're not here for the fan wars. We're not here to compare. Nope. It's apples to oranges. It's different shit.
We're here.
We're here to talk about.
Star Trek.
We're here to talk about Captain Michael Burnham. Oh wait, not yet. Oh wait, that's 2 episodes from now. Sorry.
That might be coming down the pipe.
Yep.
Big
Daddy D predicting everything on shows.
Look, here's what I'll say. Last week I was pretty hot about Terra Firma Part 1 being the worst Star Trek episode in the history of all the Star Trek episodes I've ever seen in my life.
This is not that.
This week, I'm back. It's okay. The show was fine. I have issues with where we're going. But look, the show is at least fine. And one of my biggest issues with Star Trek Discovery
it's
gone. Over. Because she gone, baby.
Hey,
no more Joe.
Hey. Okay, hold on. So let me just I tried to write it down, but I didn't. But I want to paraphrase almost in quotations. Oh, don't get it twisted. Giorgio is going to make it through this, and she is going to be alive. She's in that 5%. That is quoted from Dave.
She's alive in the 5%.
Yeah.
Just last week.
What are we talking about?
She is alive.
She wasn't, Dave. You were wrong.
What?
She did not. She did not make it through this the episode, man. She is not.
She survived.
Well, her character survived though, so my prediction holds.
I agree. Jason.
Okay.
What'd you think about the episode?
Yeah. I liked last week's episode better, only because I had some issues with this episode. And look, I was a Giorgio fan, so like she's gone.
Yeah,
she's
pour one out for your girl.
Oh, I did. I popped the top already while you were up in the bathroom.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. Well, Jason, give us that recap.
All right. This one was Terra Firma Part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Well, I mean, we get right into like some of the best content of the year, in my opinion, which is Burnham getting tortured. I mean,
Jesus
Christ. Can I get an amen?
No,
okay, brother. Okay. Amen.
That's fucked. I'm just not even going to participate in that.
Okay, now life for Burnham is not ideal.
Oh, you're talking about
between the
you're talking about
solitary
Evil Burnham.
confinement and the time in
Yeah.
Evil Burnham. You need to clarify, okay? This is a recap.
Hey, what show did you watch?
Okay, man. I'm
I
just.
mean, there was no good Burnham until the end. So the episode
Well-
starts off with bad Burnham.
Okay. Well, hey, man. I want to try to
And
clarify
she's
for our
in-
audience.
Okay. Now she is between, like I said, between the solitary confinement and the time in the agonizer, which is such an original name.
Oh, we lost Josh on
It
video.
reminds me of the torture machine in Princess Bride. What's the torture machine in Princess Bride?
Let's see. What I'm trying to. I'm blanking now. I know it's not supposed to go to 50. I got nothing. I know Josh would know this off the top of his head.
I don't know what happened. My shit fucked up. What happened?
Okay, what is the torture device in Princess Bride?
Oh, it's god damn it! It's the
I could not. It was on the tip of my tongue and I lost it.
Well, does it have a name? Because I mean, they're in the pit of despair, but I don't know if the machine has a name.
I think isn't it. I thought it was the machine of despair or whatever.
Well, no, they're in the pit of despair.
Right.
The pit of despair. It's really, really bad. You do not.
Yeah, nobody gets out alive.
Not to 50. Fucking. That's
Anyway,
gonna bother me so much that I don't know that.
Okay, so anyway, so like I was just saying, like the agonizer, the name of the agonizer just reminds me of like the machine that they used in Princess Bride. Now
It doesn't have a name.
Giorgio assigns
it's an unnamed device, Dave. Don't worry, you're good.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, so Giorgio assigns Killy to lead the torture to return Burnham to the fold.
Yep.
Now, the idea in this mirror universe is kind of open for interpretation from Giorgio. She's struggling in real time to figure out what or which path can save her life and possibly the lives of the Terran universe. Now, eventually, Burnham comes around and decides if you can't beat him, join him, and decides, to help make amends and garner the trust back of the crew. She's going to have to out her co-conspirators. And not only that, she's going to have to kill all of them.
She's straight killing motherfuckers.
Oh, she is going like to town, just kind of walking through Discovery, killing motherfuckers left and right. Her and Detmer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we also are having what appears to be like an extremely difficult time for Giorgio, coming to terms with the fact that she has grown close to some of these characters in the main storyline, and it's affecting some of her,
Saru.
yeah, some of her interactions with the mirror universe counterparts, including like Saru. Now,
I don't want to gloss over one thing. I love the interaction where she's throwing all the little
Badges.
lapel, the badges things on the table, and then Giorgio looks over at Detmer like, "You got one more, bruh."
yeah,
And then she turns and fucking smokes Detmer. I thought that was a great scene.
yep.
Sorry, I didn't want to
now
skip over that.
Yep. Oh yeah. That stuff was good, and plus, like when she's throwing them, they're all covered in blood, and it's slow motion. I mean, we'll see. Now, the episode moves along to the tune of about 3 months have passed, and changes in policy, procedures, stuff that Giorgio is attempting to try and do, while also hunting down the elusive Captain Lorca. Now, which all this leads to us to the very moment as our crew is about to nab the source that they need to find Lorca, when Burnham once again does the double cross. Now, Giorgio, having planned for it, has troops at the ready, and we get a one-on-one showdown in the holding cell between Burnham and Giorgio.
Giorgio fucking stabs her with a fucking sword.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, both heroines deal a death blow. Burnham taking a sword to the chest and Giorgio taking a dagger to the back of the neck. Now, just as we think she's about to die, she wakes up on the other side of the door. And while she did attempt to change her Terran history, the mystery man tells her it wasn't enough to save herself. But since she did help people, and try to change aspects through her newfound compassion, he will now send her to a time and place that will be safe for her and fix stability.
And who is the he in question here, Jason? Who is he that we are talking about?
I mean, you want to hit me with it again?
Yeah, I believe the moniker he went with was the Guardian of Forever.
Dude, that was the cheesiest thing I've seen in so long.
And this dude, this dude opens the fucking dark portal to the outworld, to the outland.
I'm not lying. Like when I say that my eyes rolled so far into my head,
dude, that hurt
I think
me.
it just spun all the way around.
That hurt me so bad. I even had to text y'all when that happened because I was just like, oh.
I know, dude. He went straight Wizard of Oz.
Come on, man. You couldn't have come up with something else.
Yeah.
The Guardian of Time?
Like, or even if he just says that without the voice.
Yeah, I agree. The Guardian of Forever even still sucks. Like, even like us saying, like, hey, the Guardian of Forever, like, I feel like a chode saying that.
Dude, it sounds like some shit I would have said, like, if I was 6 years old. Like, I'm the Guardian of Forever.
Yeah.
Like,
but the Guardian of Time, I don't know. I mean, the Guardian of Temporal Travel. I don't know.
Gatekeeper. I don't care.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so
that was awful.
Yeah, I agree. Now he agrees that he's going to send her there, but there is no coming back. This is it. It's a one-way plane ticket.
And so then we had another cry fest.
Yeah, and after a tearful
I wasn't crying.
Josh was like, "Oh, she gone?"
Yeah, Giorgio walks through the Stargate and poof.
Fucking, oh god, dude, the fucking Stargate.
Before she goes through this, before she goes through the Stargate, though,
Kurt Russell shows up.
She drops the one little tasty morsel that is just.
Oh, I loved it. I was like,
She's like, yeah, look, Saru's done an admirable job as the captain, but don't sell yourself short. You can be a captain too. And I was just like, oh.
I was like, yes, my predictions are gonna come true, dude.
God damn it.
Dude.
Now, back in our timeline, Book lends
is
a helping
the
hand
smartest person ever.
And Adira to help solve the issue of hacking our mysterious Nebula ship by introducing some Emerald chain tech to the equation and lickety split blang.
Jason, did he know what they were working on?
Absolutely not. You know why, Dave?
Why?
Because the motherfucker doesn't have clearance. Now, while Admiral Vance is not keen on the use of the Emerald chain tech,
we don't know that he didn't know what they were working on.
Yeah, he tasked.
You said Admiral Vance. Do you mean like the guy who's actually a robot control or a Borg? You're talking about him?
Him.
What are you, stupid?
I'm saying Admiral Vance is actually a bad guy. He's the big bad.
With keeping an ever vigilant eye on anything that could possibly compromise the Discovery. Now, closing the episode, we get a 5 minutes too long quasi eulogy for Giorgio by the crew.
They say she's dead. Like they say she gone. She's not coming back. She's dead. Then
she's gone.
I don't know why they needed to clarify it like that.
And they all say the words, in fond remembrance.
Yeah. Admiral Vance totally already knows what caused the burn.
Hey, we're gonna get there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We'll get to predictions.
Favorite scene.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, Dave.
Favorite scene, honestly, favorite scene is I really did like the whole montage of Giorgio trying to turn Burnham back to her side, and also she going through and killing all of her to prove herself, right? I liked all of that. All of that was good. That was probably the best It's not singular scene, but the best sequence of the episode for me. And
I enjoyed her interactions with Saru.
Yeah.
Well, the
main
not
one,
Saru, but the other Saru.
when she was talking about the Varhari and all of that stuff. Yeah, that was good shit too. I mean, look, there was some good things. Like, you know, I rolled my eyes a lot for the YouTube crowd, but you know, there was some good things in this episode, but I have an issue with it that I'm gonna bring up now. Is it's nice that they wanted to do all this character development for Giorgio because it was needed. But what was the point if you're just kicking her off the show? Then you just wasted 2 episodes.
Yeah, look, they're gonna bring her back at some point, right? Or she's gonna get her own show or something. Like, there's a reason why they wrote her off this way versus just killing her.
Yeah, I agree with you, but you know, as we've said with other stuff, until they do that, these 2 episodes kind of been a waste of time.
100% waste of time.
I agree with you because in the end, like, she's gone. But you set up this season up to this point, and we've kind of been talking about this, is that there's only 2 storylines going on, and that's
Giorgio and the Burn.
And the Burn.
No, and
so now
I'm fine
you
with
just
it.
have the Burn.
I'm fine with it.
Thank God.
But I don't know. Like, there's just nothing going on in this season, and you already have things are at a snail's fucking pace, and then you
take a detour to go 2 episodes about Giorgio.
Yeah, when you were just gonna kick her off the show anyway, and it's like, I'm fine. Like, look, if you're a Giorgio fan and you love Giorgio, then this was probably perfect for you. You wanted this send off, and that's fine. But in the grand scheme of it, it's at a detriment to the rest of the show because.
And this is your favorite scene?
Yeah,
we're going on a tangent.
Well, look, because there's nothing else happened in this episode.
Yeah,
like, what else fucking happened?
Well, when we get to what we have, look, we have plenty to talk about when we get into issues.
Okay, somebody else have any scenes, any oh shit moments or anything?
Yeah, I had I didn't see the second turn coming from Michael Burnham.
I didn't either, actually.
What?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Crazy?
No, I didn't.
No, there was no indication. It's not like there's some fucking alien there saying, "I can take you." Like,
fuck you.
It was nothing like that. Like, there was nothing there to show that she killed all her fucking co-conspirators.
That's true.
I know. Look, and that's one of my issues.
I know.
I'm right there with you. Like, I get what you're talking about.
So I was surprised by that. And that took me by surprise.
Yeah. Because she killed everybody, I was just like, well, there's no way she's gonna kill all these people. Anyway, I'll save it.
Yeah. And then for me too, just the revelation that she's gonna survive, but not in this timeline. And that she's gonna bust and she's gonna warp out. When
she woke up and she was still like on the other side of the door, that was an oh shit moment because I was like, what the fuck? It's only been like 1 second for them.
Yeah, what'd she say? Like an hour, right?
Well,
but it's been.
I thought it was only a few minutes.
I think it was just a few minutes.
Yeah, it was just a few minutes.
A few minutes, but she had 3 months of data on her fucking on her thing.
I was like, what the fuck?
For me, I would say that the biggest oh shit moment was when we got the confirmation that that guy was the guardian of forever.
Jesus.
Look, the only thing I would say about this guy is after that scene, he became a lot better because then he quit fucking speaking in riddles, and then it was just like, oh, okay, look, here's what's happening, here's why we're doing this, here's why we had to go through the whole thing. Like, then he just like started talking to her like a normal person, and then the story like went together. I'm like, oh, okay, like this is good. I get this. I buy into what's going on.
It's
here.
like, but why?
I understand.
And I guess he also explains why he couldn't just come out and say it in the beginning.
Yep.
Because it's like, oh well, if you knew it was a test, then
you know the answer to the test, right?
Yeah, then you're gonna act different. So
when he stopped speaking in riddles, I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is actually at least. I mean, this is just so much more enjoyable. It's digestible. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I agree with you. I cannot stand characters that only speak in riddles or answer questions with other questions. Like, and that's all their purpose is. And it's like, what? Why even have this? Like, we already get the mystery. Like, I don't need you to just put some more layers of mystery on it.
What about best characters? Our favorite characters this week. I have one.
I'll go first.
Are you going to say
ahead, Dave.
Burnham
I'm gonna say Evil Burnham.
because she killed Giorgio?
No, I was gonna say Evil Burnham just because her character is actually interesting this way. Like, she's not the ultimate savior. Like, she's, double crossing people and she's killing people and she's like, she's.
So you're okay with emo Burnham this week?
I was okay with Emo Burnham this week. Again, it's pointless because these aren't real characters. We're not,
Yeah.
What?
we're never going to see them again. So it's like, this is all just completely temporary. But like I said, that's who I'm picking this week. Okay. I mean, she killed a bunch of people. She was kind of a badass. I mean,
Josh?
Sure. I'm gonna go with Mirror Universe Saru.
Okay.
That's
my man. Like, whenever like the big fight happened at the end and they kick in that fucking door and he got this giant Kelpian motherfucker just fucking laying waste with this machine gun and he's fucking screaming and he's into it. Dude, I was like, fuck yeah. I was hyped up when I saw that. I was like, fucking Saru. He's back. But in mirror form, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That and just his interactions with Giorgio and like still the kind of the wisdom he was showing, even as not as a captain, but as a ward at that point. Yeah. I still thought it was really good stuff from Saru. But man, I was fucking hyped when he was crushing souls.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Giorgio. I'm gonna give it to her because this is her last episode, and for this season, like, she has been my favorite character for this season. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it sucks for me personally that she's done.
Well, bye.
Look, I totally get it. I do. But for me, like, she was the probably one of the most interesting wild cards in the cast.
She was your Grogu.
No, because she actually does stuff where Grogu just eats children and every once in a while will force choke a bitch.
So, like, evil things that Giorgio would probably appreciate.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's a victory.
Like, she went to this other dimension. They didn't tell you that's who Luke dropped off Grogu to.
I mean, look, that's fine.
I mean,
so you're saying she's a dark Sith?
Absolutely.
I'm already more interested in her character.
Least favorite character.
Guardian of Forever.
The Guardian of Forever.
Fuck him.
I agree.
He's a piece of shit, dude.
By name alone.
Yeah. Like, that one line alone, like, there had to be somebody.
There's nobody sitting in that room saying, that's it, man. Holy shit.
This is some good shit.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, clearly the showrunner was out of the room and the assistant was like, guys.
He just got on the computer.
Let's put it in there real quick. Let's see if he notices.
If he does it, we're rolling it.
And then it made it all the way into the mix, and he's going back and watching the show. He's like, what the fuck?
I told you no.
Yeah. That's the only thing. That's the only answer to that, because that was shit.
It was.
God damn. Guardian of fucking Forever.
Yeah.
Jason, is that yours too?
Absolutely.
My man.
Yes.
My man.
What do we got?
All right. Let's get into issues.
Well, who wants to start?
Me.
We all have
so, listen, we've already brought this up, but this goddamn season started off so good.
It did.
Right?
Really strong.
Like, I would say the first 5 episodes were fucking super good. And now we've been moving at this slow pace. We're trying to figure out, like, so at this point, are we supposed to assume the Emerald Chain is the big bad?
I think so.
Guess so.
Because, like, we don't know. And, like, they keep talking about it, and, you know, fucking Admiral Vance is talking about how much the Emerald Chain is this big bad thing, but we've only really had the interaction, like, one time.
And we already know they're running low on dilithium.
Yeah, like,
There's
nothing about them that scares me.
Do we
right?
think the Emerald Chain, the leader of the Emerald Chain, is actually Admiral Vance?
I mean,
Anyway, so what other issues did you have, Jeff?
it could be. So, but my issue is, it's like
I'm being serious.
we're 10. Yeah, I'm with you, Dave. We're gonna get there. We're 10 episodes in, and all we've done is get Giorgio off the show, and
found a ship that maybe is the source of some info on the burn.
like, dude, this ship should have been found in episode 4.
Yeah.
Like, we should be balls deep in the fight against the big bad of this show right now.
It should have been found like 150 years ago.
And instead, we're spending 2 episodes. We're wasting 2 episodes to explain what happens to Giorgio.
I mean, okay, to be fair,
When you could have. Okay, go ahead. You said I'm sorry.
to be fair, the pace at which this season is going, they probably needed 2 episodes of Giorgio to be wasted so that they could get to the finish line on this burn story.
Well, okay, that brings up an interesting point that I was going to bring up. In what world could they have, like, how? I don't understand why they needed 2 episodes to tell this story. Couldn't they have just done this in 1? If you wanted to tell the same story, you could have done it in 1.
You absolutely could have done it in 1. And also, it seems like they're having to strive for this 15 level, right? Season 1 had 15 episodes. Season 2 had 15 episodes. So it's like, it seems like they're hamstrung into going for the 15 episodes when, like, why can't we make this thing
10 episodes.
13 episodes?
Even
10
just 10.
episodes.
Because then every
And,
episode would have had to been going somewhere.
You got to trim. You can trim the fat, right? Like, you could have done. I don't know. How much did you really need Giorgio other than the first episode with the crew where she fights off that David Arquette looking motherfucker?
I mean, I think when it's all said and done, when we get to the end, like, I'm sure it'll be a satisfying. I hope I'm optimistic that it'll be a satisfying ending, and we'll set up season 4.
Yeah.
But I think we're all going to be able to look back at the 15 episodes and being like, yeah, here are the 5 episodes you could have easily cut, and this shit would have been infinitely better.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm kind of like thinking that this is want to be one of those shows like that Josh brings up, and it's like, oh man, that's a great show. Just skip season 3.
yes, I think that, or like,
I don't think we've reached skip season 3 level yet.
but it's gonna be like, hey,
I
watch
hope-
the first 4 episodes and watch the last 4 episodes.
And you won't miss anything in between other than Giorgio leaving.
And that shit that sucks to say that, and we're gonna end up probably being right.
Yep.
It's like,
look, I am going to say that I agree with what you're saying, but I agree with it as in the aspect that I feel like most of this season has been a step back from the first 2 seasons.
agreed.
And
At this point, I'm willing to agree with you on that.
And for me personally, like, I really like the Giorgio character, so I am very concerned about my enjoyment level with the rest of this season because I need them to go ahead and kick this shit up a notch. Like, I need something big to happen in this next episode to really get the ball rolling.
If you go back and listen to this podcast, if anybody who's going back and hear our reviews of like the 3rd and 4th and 5th episode, we liked those episodes, but I feel like every time we talked about predictions or what we wanted to see going forward is like, hey man, next episode we're gonna finally start getting the real story. We really need to see the story, and we kept saying it, and now we're at episode 10.
Now we're 10 episodes in,
and it's like we all feel like, okay, they got rid of Giorgio. They, for better or worse, They only got one thing left to talk about. So surely next episode, we're going to get some real shit. I'm not so sure, actually. Not anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
They got nothing else to do, man. Like, they got to get this. They're definitely going to this fucking ship that's in this nebula somewhere next episode. That's happening.
I honestly feel like this might be 5 episodes of The Burn.
I honestly hope so. I really do. Like, at this point, like, but I also hope that it's like 5 episodes of constant like information. I don't want to get like, you know, these episodes are an hour long, and I don't want to get 40 minutes of side story and 20 minutes of main story. Like, at some point, we gotta start fucking going forward here.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think, you know, Dave brought up something earlier. Jason, did you have any other issues you wanted to raise up?
Oh yeah, minor like reality check issues. You already know what I'm going to talk about, so we can finish this part.
I was just going to say, well, we can just kind of. I was going to segue into predictions, unless you just want to bring yours up.
Yeah, I want to bring mine up. Like I have a couple of issues, and look, my issues are usually petty, and that's fine. But if you're going to put me into a world in which certain rules apply, well, then I expect the show to follow the rule. and so we'll start with Book. Book is nobody. Absolutely nobody. He is not part of the Federation. He is right now, he's basically a love sausage for Burnham, who has a cool ship and is basically a smuggler.
I mean, he is the Han Solo of this season.
Yes, except
I like Book.
I don't hate Book.
That wasn't a glowing review.
But Book read the field manual.
I hate that explanation.
And all of a sudden,
I think that's probably him, like, just kind of being facetious about, after Saru talking to him and stuff like that. I don't think he actually. I don't know if that's a verbatim thing.
He read the technical manual too. My problem with Book is that he walks into this room in which you arguably have the 3 smartest people on the entire ship, not named Burnham. And he instantaneously solved the issue.
Well, they didn't have the technology.
I guess not.
I mean, look, it's 900 years in the future. They don't know what's been invented.
But to what Dave alluded to earlier, because the other part of this is that Book is in no position to know this information.
Yeah.
Like everything that's going on this ship is like highly classified information.
I mean, surely Michael Burnham is like,
talk?
Pillow talk. Hey,
yeah,
we're dealing with this issue. And I'm sure he's like, oh yeah, I got the fix.
Yeah, I got it right here. Or Burnham's like, hey, listen, here's the fix. I want you to go in and express my friends. Just pretend it's like your own.
Yeah. I mean, look, she's at least been in this world a year, longer than the Discovery has. So maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I understand.
I think so the other issue I have is the Mirror Universe storyline in which Burnham kills every co-conspirator and is still able to recruit new co-conspirators that saw her kill all their friends and fellow crewmates.
And thought, I'm going to still roll with this girl.
Yeah. I mean, she's up on the up and up. Let's do this.
I mean, look, we don't really know. This is a very small window into that world, right? So clearly,
I mean, maybe they were hardcore co-conspirators before, and she told them all, "Hey, listen, I need everybody to draw the shortest straw."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Like, really, like they're all on the fanatic fringe. I get it.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't play well when you present it like she out murdered. Like, just went from like door to door and killed these people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I agree with you. But I think it's just the Terran people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh,
I'm going to miss the Terrans.
Predictions, Josh.
Yeah, so kind of going back to something Dave said, and I've thought about it a little bit, right? And I think we've seen this with other shows at this point. So the Admiral of Starfleet. Okay. I should have done this while Jason was putting me to sleep with his issues here, but real quick, hold on. Yeah, oh no, I know it's Vance, but I just want to look up the name of the actual actor.
Okay.
Arnold Vosloo. So we've seen this guy in other movies, yeah? Most notably The Mummy, things like that. So granted, this isn't Timothy Oliphant or Rosario Dawson or Salsa Banks, like some other big name actor that Disney has the money to pay for.
But he's big enough.
You recognize this guy right off the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Star Trek's probably not going to pump money into this guy because you've seen admirals in other movies and other TV series where the admiral is just some Joe Schmo. It's John Smith.
Yep.
You're not putting money into this guy being just the fucking Admiral Saru. You can't do that kind of guy unless you're going to get some more out of his acting chops. 100%, this guy is going to be the big bad of the show.
Yep, I agree.
100%. Is he a robot or something like that? I mean, he's definitely not fucking Borg, you idiot.
No, he's not.
Do we see some sort of a robot or something like that?
900 years into the future, the Borg might look a little different.
I'm going to say this.
God, if it's the Borg, I'm never doing another Star Trek show again.
I'm going to say this. I started thinking about this earlier today. Yes, these could all be normal thoughts, right? He says, because he's been very adamant about not engaging with the Emerald Chain, right? Yep. Like, hey, reach out to me. You need my approval before you engage with them. Like, strictly just, if anything comes up, you're on a monitor basis only, but do not engage without my official authority, right?
Then he deploys Detmer.
What?
I said, and then he deploys Detmer to fucking destroy that ship.
But, he's been very, like, he's really not been pro them figuring out what the burn is. He's keeping them close to his vest, right? And look, he could have very legitimate good guy reasons for all of that, right? But I'm just starting to think, like, if he's the bad guy, wouldn't he do all those same things too? Probably, right? If he's actually maybe not leading the Emerald Chain, but if he's part of them,
partners,
or he's because he's already talked about, like, look, we're stretched too thin. So what better way to, if he's feeling at a disadvantage, he could just say, partner with the Emerald Chain, like, look, I'll make a deal with you. I got these regions, right? These systems. You got those, and as long as we don't encroach on each other's territory, then I'll turn a blind eye to whatever you're doing. But you can't affect these systems here. And maybe like I said, maybe he's not evil, but I would be shocked if he is not corrupt, at least in some way.
Yeah.
I think he's the big bad.
It's
the only thing at this point that makes sense.
I agree, though. I think.
Well, like, again, at the very tail end of this episode, there is some dialogue that definitely raises an eyebrow between him and Saru. And the way that he approaches Saru about using the technology, using book, possibly compromising the discovery, but it's not in the same way in which he said stuff to Saru in the past. This was a very different tone that he was using.
Oh, when they used Emerald Chain technology, he's like, you're not familiar with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the dialogue that he had with Saru in that scene was different from any other dialogue that he's had with him prior.
I think it's going to turn out that Admiral Vance is a guy who's probably seen the worst side of the Federation. He's been through all fucking kinds of hell. And at this point, he's going to do whatever he thinks is in the best interest of everybody, regardless of of what that is. I think he's that type of character where he doesn't think he's the big bad, but
Yeah.
he's just doing what he thinks is like this is what we need to do now. Like they're gonna find out that he's been working with the Emerald Chain all this time. It's like, look, we didn't have this special ship to go do all these things that you were able to do. This is a different era. Okay, we did whatever we could to survive.
All right, so we know that we're headed to this ship.
Yep.
Next episode, I assume.
Yep.
I think the big prediction is, what in God's name are we going to find on this ship?
Well, I think
you're going to find the info that's going to at least turn them on to the Admiral a little bit, maybe.
I think so. I also think that time is going to work differently in this nebula, and I think somebody's going to be alive, even though it's 150 years, but not for the people on that ship.
What if? And we've seen this before.
I'm in suspense. I'm in suspense.
You come upon a dead ship.
Okay.
All the crew is dead.
Mm-hmm.
But not all the crew looks like they died naturally, Dave.
Okay.
So we could have 3 or 4 episodes in which,
oh God,
I don't want to say like xenomorphs or some kind of alien.
What are we doing?
Has taken over this ship.
Oh my God.
So we're gonna have like 3 or 4 episodes of Star Trek versus aliens.
Stop.
Oh God.
Stop.
Hey, you know what, guys? I think at this point we've successfully completed another episode of the podcast.
No, look, wait. Look, okay. It's like I feel like that was just trolling. So
okay, partially, yes, but I do feel like we're going to arrive at a dead ship, and it's going to be the whole spooky, what the fuck happened here?
And like,
mystery.
I'm detecting a life form. What is it?
Yeah,
it's going to be
and
a child.
It's the Predator.
Yeah, and it's going to be one child that survived, and then you're going to have at least one guy go, "They're fucking everywhere, man."
And it's going to be Giorgio.
Oh God.
Clone Giorgios, like 1,000 of them. No, for real. Okay, so like I do feel like we're going to go to a ghost ship in which the mystery is going to be what happened to the crew, what happened to this ship, and how did this ship somehow cause what ended up being the burn.
Is it confirmed that this ship is the cause of the burn, or this ship just knows about the burn?
The signal that the epicenter of from where the burn spreads out is in this
like
nebula.
that signal, right? Is from here.
Yes. And this other signal, the distress signal, was embedded with that signal.
Okay.
So wherever we're going is
the answer to everything.
Absolutely. So I do believe.
So in like 3 episodes, we'll actually get to the ship and find all this information.
No, I think we're going to be on the ship in the next episode.
This show has led me nothing to believe that that's going to happen, but I hope that is the case.
I think you're going to have 3 or 4.
Let me say it now. We're going to punch the gas now.
Yeah.
Is that going to be Screw's catchphrase?
Punch the gas.
Punch the gas.
Oh, well, he doesn't need a catchphrase now because his catchphrase is, "Where's Burnham?"
Yes, Captain.
Where's Captain Burnham?
Yeah.
Yes, Captain.
That's my prediction. Real quick, I already predicted it, but I'm going hard on it now. Michael Burnham will be captain of the Discovery by the end of this season.
And I think Saru is going to die by
over Saru's dead body.
Yes, 100%. Either Saru is going to die, or the ship that has a Kelpian on it is going to be important. It's going to be Jesus. It's going to be important to him. I almost said important. Important to him, and he's going to step down. Or Admiral Vance is going to kill him.
Yeah, but I do think we're going to get high-level suspense in the dark, creepy shit for the next couple episodes on the ship.
All right.
I don't know if we're gonna have aliens.
Well,
but
look, with talking about Admiral Vance being the bad guy, that at least gets me back interested into what are we going to see in the next couple episodes here, because I think that's it. So that's something to look forward to.
Yep.
I'm interested just because I mean, Jesus Christ, like, let's fucking go.
Like, can something happen, please? I'm begging you.
Yeah, begging you.
So, guys,
Well,
All right,
let's get the fuck in.
we finished another episode of this podcast.
let's go.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey.
Have a good one.